Where do professional anglers ranked 11 through 20 make more money? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Where do anglers make more money when they're ranked in Angler of the Year 11 through 20 on the Bassmaster Elites versus the BPT? We have done the top 10 anglers. It wasn't even fair what the top 10 anglers on the BPT made over the Elites, even taking out entry fees, which we will do in this video also. And this happened because a lot of you asked for me to look into this. And I love looking at the stats behind fishing. I love looking at where anglers make the most money, how they do, where their Angler of the Year points are, all of those things. And I watched a video or a podcast last night, and unfortunately there was an angler on there that didn't have one fact on what he was saying. And I appreciate that he's standing up for the group that he's fishing for. But I think if you're gonna speak loudly, that you need to be a lot more factual. So in this video, we're gonna look at anglers who finished 11 through 20th. Now this, we have to remember, there really is no tournament fees for the Elites. Well, there's $10,000. It is not like the BPT, which is $6,400, $6,420. And in this video, we are not going to include the free tournaments like the Classic or Heavy Hitters or Red Crest or the Team Trail. However, at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you another statistic that probably goes unrecognized. And all these guys are probably making the same amount. Maybe sometimes the Elites are making less than the BPT because they have more expenses. But sponsors are still paying a majority of the entry fees, paying the anglers, and also paying their expenses. So anything that they make on top of that is pretty much put in their bank. These guys do not have a 401k. They do not have a retirement plan. When you are up and you can win money and you can win tournaments and you can get the money you deserve in sponsors, you need to get as much as you can. But you're not going to see a big difference in sponsorships from the Elites or the BPT. In fact, you might even say the BPT probably makes a little bit more. And again, remember, at the end of this, we're going to take out the $10,000 per tournament per angler. And then we're going to take out $45,000 for each angler on the BPT. Also, there's 9 tournaments on the Elites. There is 7 tournaments on the BPT, meaning while they might pay less, they have 2 extra tournaments where they have more expenses. But who got paid more, 11 through 20? Now on the Bassmaster Elites, Corey Johnston made $55,250. John Cox made $40,300. Bill Lowen made $135,000. Jordan Lee made $42,500. Cooper Gallant made $48,500. JT Tompkins made $47,750. Seth Fighter made $44,300. Bryant Smith made $42,500. Justin Atkins made $31,500, and Logan Parks made $50,000 in 2025. That total was $537,600. Now, if you take away $10,000 from each angler, that means the anglers on the Elites made $437,600. That is not expenses. The BPT, Spencer Sheffield made $99,200. Adrian Avina made $86,500. Colby Miller made $95,300. Justin Cooper made $220,700. Michael Neal made $101,500. Mark Daniels Jr., I had it written down as MDJ, made $88,500. Jacob Wall made $107,000. Keith Carson made $81,300. Todd Faircloth made $86,600. And Matt Becker made $87,143. Don't know where the 143 comes from. That was a grand total of $1,057,743. if you take that 1,057,743 minus their entry fees, which were $449,400, they made $608,343. So the BPT anglers from 11 through 20 made $170,743 more dollars than the 10 on the elites. Now, it isn't a huge discrepancy, but it's $170,000. And what's crazy about this, as I mentioned in the beginning, this angler had just had no facts, just none. He was speaking out of sticking up for the elites. But when anglers assume, and we all know what that means, they just make an ass out of you and me. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more different. And I don't want anyone to say, oh, well, Steve, you're all BPT over elites. I can understand you saying that. I'm looking at this factually. Like, if I were an angler, where would I go? Now, the elites have the classic. That's great. But the BPT has the platform and everything else that's going on in this industry. They have the innovation of the app. They have the innovation of catch, weight, and release. They have so many other positives. If you're looking at the classic as the classic, I agree with you. But the classic doesn't pay all your bills. The classic gives you that recognition and legendary status. But here's the key to it. So next year in 2026, the classic will pay the last place person who comes in 56th $3,000. So that's $3,000 additional to the angler. Now, the BPT has the red crest, the heavy hitters, and the team trail. If you come in last place in all three of those tournaments, you will make $16,143. That's $13,000 more for last place. Plus, remember that 170? Now, the elites don't have the entry fees, which really gives the anglers a better opportunity to make more money. That's God's honest truth. And if everything were perfect, there would be no entry fees. But I can tell you a majority of the anglers on the BPT and a majority of anglers that I talk to on the elites don't mind putting up the money to back themselves because they believe in themselves. But you saw that top 10, and then now you see 11 through 20. There is a huge difference in the BPT versus the elites. But there's also a huge difference in entry fees, which really takes a lot of stress off the anglers on the elites. And there probably isn't no happy medium. It's either all or none. And as fans, we need to support these anglers and these organizations, even if one is paying more than the other. The bottom line is that doesn't have any effect on us other than knowing the facts and knowing what's true. And I love all bass fishing. I love the elites. I love the BPT. I think the NPFL is great too. I even watch the team series and all these other tournaments because I thoroughly love watching anglers fish and trying to learn from what they're doing, even though it probably has no influence on my life. What did you think of this list? Does this help you realize or understand what's going on with the BPT versus the elites in payouts? Because you look at the top 20, it is a huge difference. Huge difference. And the top 20 anglers are really feasting on the bottom 50%. The anglers who make the most money are wanting more fish to fish their tournaments because the bottom anglers are feeding the upper anglers. That's how this has always been. And if you're in that bottom 50%, you're probably struggling more than we know. And nobody wants to see anyone struggle. This is a family. This is a community of anglers. But what did you think? Do you think it's that big of a difference? Comment below and tell me what you think. Did you think that the elites actually probably paid out the same amount as the BPT in that 11 through 20? Yes or no? I want to know, so comment below. I just need to make sure I say thank you to all the people that are supportive and call me and text me and just say, Steve, I hope you're doing well. I can't say thank you enough. And even those secret anglers that don't subscribe, that still call and text me to check in on me. I really do appreciate it, so thank you. This is a great community, and I can't say thank you enough, so thank you. But if you're not a subscriber, you should be. It's quick, easy, and free. All you gotta do is hit that button, and while you hit that one subscribe button, hit that bell so you know when the next video drops. Remember, take your kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.